0, 1.
Let's get started.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Black and White United Show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host Andreas. Big night tonight. We've just had the draft. It's still going now in the background. We've got 2 more picks which I think that will probably pass on. One of them might happen as this video is rolling. If it does, I'll obviously update you then because I've got a rolling feed happening down here. But yeah, was able to watch the draft and just go on some other content creator stuff and listen to what they were saying. But yeah, pretty happy with the picks that we got. I was kind of hoping personally myself that we'd probably try and get a ruckman. I've noticed in the past, and probably you guys have too, apart from getting Brodie Grundy and obviously Darcy Cameron, who, you know, is a ruckman, we don't really have like a ruck that is like a young player that is specifically drafted to Collingwood as a ruck, and I was kind of hoping that we would get Dodson at that time. We didn't. We've chosen, obviously, we're gonna persist with the players that we've already got on the side, which is fine. But I just thought we'd probably try and get a ruckman. But nevertheless, we were able to pick up Joel Cochran with our first pick. Now, I did a little bit of research before the draft, and I saw the Sydney Academy players, and he was one of them. I didn't think we'd actually go for it. When the bid came in, I was like, like he'd be good, but Sydney will probably still go for him, and they didn't, which is pretty awesome. And just looking at his bio here on the AFL website, a super athletic and versatile defender who can also play on the wing, is strong overhead and has a great work ethic. Was impressive for the Sydney Swans Academy in the Coates Talent League, averaging 18 disposals in 3 matches. He played all 4 games with the Allies in the national championships, which is pretty good. Looking at his stats, he's also played a game this season for the Sydney VFL where he racked up 16 disposals. So he's got that taste already of playing against the big boys, which is really awesome. He's a key defender, 195 centimeters. He was born in 2006, which makes me feel very old, as that was the year that I graduated high school. Anyway, but yeah. So look, that's pretty decent. We've gone straight for the defender. Like with our first pick that we've got. Obviously our picks fluctuated with the bids and stuff like that, but look, the Pies thought that's what we needed. He was the best available at the time, and I'm pretty happy that we've drafted a key defender who isn't somebody that has played forward, played mid, we're going to try him down back or whatever. Collingwood have identified, hey, we're going to get another backman, and the good part about this, getting someone like this who, he might need a pre-season and then come in. You don't know. He could be ready-made as soon as he hits the track running. The boys are like, shit, this guy's actually going to try and break into the side. Will he break into the side? We don't know. This is the luck of the draw, especially getting a pick down that low, but he could. This really puts a lot of pressure now, which is good pressure, which is what we want, on players like Jacob Ryan, Markov, because he'll get picked up in the delisted rookie draft and stuff. So it starts to put a lot of pressure back. Charlie Dean, for example. These guys now have to perform because we've now drafted a player which he's not going to be here for a season. This is our first draft pick. He's going to be here for the next 4 to 5 years minimum, and Collingwood are going to put the time and effort into this bloke to make sure that he can break into the side as early as possible and show us what he's got. So I'm rapt that we've identified, hey, this is a need now, especially the fact that Murphy's not there, right? Howe's going to be gone soon too, so then there's room there to grow, and he's just going to slide straight in as soon as he can get some AFL body experience and stuff like that, which I'm pretty rapt about. But let's get to our next ones. So our next pick was pick number 50, and that one there was Charlie West. Now this one here we can get excited about. Tall forward who's also showed he's versatile and can go back to use his marking ability and influence a game. I mean, that alone is just like exactly what you want to hear. There were some people saying in some other forums and stuff like that that I was watching, and I've heard on social media too, this guy plays a lot like Charlie Curnow around the ground, not so much in the forward. Now, we're not going to compare that, but if he is anything like that, or he is that type of player, 110% welcome to the Pies. Once he got picked up, I saw his highlights, I googled them, they're all there. Really, really strong mark, like one-on-one contested, uses the body perfectly, takes a decent grab. This is somebody that we're gonna have now for the future, where it's like, hey, we've got our triple M's, we've got McStay, Membry, and Mychek. This guy's going to be the one that's just going to come straight in with some decent experience. It puts pressure on other forwards. We're going to have retirements and stuff like that. This is somebody who don't expect him to come into the side this year. And if he does, fantastic. But I mean, perfect for our VFL team. And then in 2026, 2027, this guy's going to be one of those forwards there that's, I'm hoping, is going to be really challenging for the opposition. Just some quick bio information here. He played predominantly forward for Woodville was Torrens in the Samful. It says he finished the year with a premiership, racking up 17 disposals. 14 of those were contested disposals there, which is pretty good. Now also he a key forward, 194 centimeters, so not overly tall, but decent sized. Again, born in 2006. And just looking at his stats here, so played 9 games in the Samful this season, and a total of average 16.8 disposals per game. We've got here under 18 championships, played the 2 games there for South Australia. We needed a tall forward. We needed a key forward. We needed a forward that's going to take us into the future now and not rely on players to be like swingmen and stuff like that. So let's see how this one goes. So as we're filming this video here, Collingwood has passed on both their last picks in the draft. We did a trade with the Western Bulldogs right at the end, which was, I think it was pick like 62. And then we ended up getting a future third or something like that for next year. So obviously the Dogs had someone in mind. We didn't want to keep those picks. I think they were going to use them for obviously the rookie draft and stuff. So we need them for our list. So it is what it is. The next one that we got here, the last pick of the night, was Will Hayes, a wingman or small forward. Of course, Collingwood's going to grab the smalls. A wingman or small forward who has pace and a neat step to get through traffic. When somebody says that, the first thing that I think about is Bo McCreary. Like, just a good sized player and can just bust through a pack. That's the first thing that I think about. Although lightly framed, needs some AFL work. He is beautifully balanced player with a touch of class and distributes the ball neatly with the penetration on both feet. Finally, we've got someone who can play forward, who can play wing, who can kick on both feet. Like, thank you, fuck, man. Whew, how good's that? So this guy, right? So you're going to have in 2-3 years time, Perryman, Hayes, Ed Allen, all these guys just busting through the middle once obviously your side bottoms and stuff like that retire. I mean, this is the club. This is something the club has identified as a need, and this is what we've got. So this is awesome. Just some stats here. So he's a midfielder forward. On the AFL website, they've actually got highlights of him, and there's him taking a couple of good clunks here, which is really good. 181 centimeters tall, so that's decent. Again, a 2006 boy, and he's from Claremont. So he's a product of Claremont, so obviously he's half decent. 4 games for Western Australia in the under-18 championships. Didn't kick a goal, but obviously played in the midfield. Averaged, how many disposals? Averaged 13 disposals a game for 4 games. So that's not bad. So he played a total of 24 games last year, which is great. So now the draft is done, we're obviously going to get Markov and we're going to get Ash Johnson back in the side. Those guys are going to have to, do something miraculous to try and break out and get a game this season. But overall, our list is really starting to take shape. Now, just for future, there's something that I'm working on with a few boys. I'm gonna try and get everything organised to do like an online round table, and just with 2 or 3 other Collingwood supporters who I know quite well, and discuss season previews, draft reviews, trade reviews and stuff like that. It won't be a long video, but it'll just be a decent chat with a bunch of boys. I'm not sure if we're going to do it live or pre-recorded yet, but it's something that we're going to look forward to and that we're going to organise. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I've been working on over the last week to get rolling before the season starts. But guys, what I want you guys to do for me, please, if you can, is in the comments, tell me any ideas that you've got, anything you want to talk about, any topics and stuff that we can discuss leading up until obviously the Christmas period, and then we can get stuck into as soon as the preseason gets back after Christmas. But we've almost sorted out our list now, so the season's really started in that sense there. But we'd love to hear from you guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm still getting more people viewing than subscribing, which is the way this thing works. But also go into the bio on my YouTube page and follow the Instagram link and give my Instagram a like and a follow, because I do a lot of lives on that too and speak to other supporters and stuff one-on-one. Me and the boys as well, we jump on and we do just some chats and stuff. You guys would love it, so please make sure you jump on. Before I leave, there's just 2 things that I want to quickly shout out. First one is to Wog Mick, Michael Talbot, thinking of you, mate. Hope you have a speedy recovery and everything goes well. I know you're doing it tough at the moment. And the second one is to my mate Dan. Thinking of you through this time. Obviously, lost his dad a couple of weeks ago and stuff like that. So it's a shout out to you, bro, and I hope you're doing all right. And I'm going to get you on the live roundtable as well. Thank you, everyone. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the draft, and as always, go the Pies.